You hear that music, guys? We are closing in on the end. Just so you know, we are going to release the Somnium Files straight until we reach the conclusion. Look forward to it.
I know I am.
Even though we're doing this near the very end of the game, but you don't need to worry about timey-wimeys right now.
Oh, thank God.
What I was getting at, Billy, is you're not looking forward to it. You're actually looking backward to it.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Parallel worlds and multiple timelines make my brain hurt.
Speaking of your brain hurting, let's go into our actual intro for the episode, because we hadn't decided to do this yet. Greetings, gentle viewers.
I'd say we about got this thing wrapped up, wouldn't you?
Call me overconfident at this point, but I think so.
Speaking of overconfidence, we're the Bittersweet Gamers?
Truth that cannot be denied. I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
In case you missed it, at the end of the last episode, we pretty much decided that Rohan Kumakura is the new Cyclops killer. We're not going to go over why we think that, but since we've recorded, we thought about a couple more details, so I just wanted to get these out of the way before we move on. Now, we don't know about the intimate details, the exact circumstances.
There's still information we just don't know.
The when, the how, the why, the what. But we've got some of the what, I think.
What?
Oh, now I'm confused! I feel like we're actually running out of things to theorize about, because I feel like we've got it at this point. So I just want to go through the very last few things that we think we know. It doesn't mean that we're right.
Right. That means that on the left-hand side of the chart, Rohan went from Rohan to Shoko to Renju to Iris to So and then Boss.
Rohan may not have gotten to Boss in every route, but at least on the last locked one on the left side, Rohan should be in Boss's body.
Yeah.
That possibly is wrong, but So was missing an eye.
As for Rohan's motivation, we think it's to get revenge on Falco.
Falco was, after all, the person who ruined his life.
Yeah.
Accidentally, but it happened. That's the best we got. That way, it would actually involve the main character of this game, like it would tie him to the villain and the villain's motivations, which is what you should do.
Yes, what you should do in a good story. And of course, the reason they're all missing their left eyes, because Rohan's been taking them to the prototype sync machine, where you have to remove the eye in order to sync.
Now, you can always put that eye back, apparently. But in Rohan's case, that's not what happens. And in fact, not only is the eye removed, which could just be Rohan's interest, he eats the removed eye. Now, I thought about that, and this is the last point we have to make, then we're moving on. We think the reason that Rohan is eating the eye isn't just because of his weird fetish.
Well, that's certainly part of it.
When Saito and Falco swapped minds, for whatever reason that happened, at least the resultant Date did not retain his memories. He had the mind of Falco and the personality of Falco, but not the memories of Falco. He has some of Falco's memories, but not all of them. As far as Date is concerned, everything before 6 years ago is a blank.
Right.
However, if we're right that Rohan is the new Cyclops killer, and he is moving from body to body with whatever his actual plan is in mind, he can't be losing his memories.
Or the plan wouldn't work.
He'd just lose himself after the first one, and it wouldn't just be go crazy, commit suicide from one person, it might be from two.
Which means he has some way of either retaining or regaining his memories.
We may be wrong on this point, but hear us out. There are a lot of anecdotal reports of organ transplantees, as in people who received a donated organ, having some small personality change after the surgery has happened. It sounds freaky, but it has happened, documented a couple of times. This phenomenon isn't well understood. There has been a theory that memories can be stored in various cells throughout the body, and that this would explain
the bleed over, so to speak.
Right, that it would explain that phenomenon. I'm not necessarily arguing this is true, but there is some research on a topic like this. I'm going to try to remember to link a couple of peer-reviewed papers in case anybody is like, that's complete hooey. Regardless of whether it's hooey or not, it is a video game.
Yeah, and video games are very good at taking, entirely true things and sensationalizing them.
I mean, it is fiction, so we don't expect it to necessarily be true. Anyway, what we think is that Rohan's eating the eyes, and that helps him either retain or regain his memories.
Yeah. All right, that's what we've got. It's time to carry on.
We're still in the middle of Hitomi's flashback, where we find out what happened to her friend Monica. So let's keep going. I don't think we're right about everything. I never do, but I will be very surprised if all of that is wrong. One other thing about Pewter. Hitomi has mentioned this mob doctor that she has taken Iris to, that Renju trusts. Pretty sure that's Pewter. I wouldn't have necessarily called him a medical doctor, but when you consider the sync machine, it would only...
IBA and all the other sciencey medical stuff he knows.
It would only make sense if he has that in his skill set. I'm sure Hitomi would recognize him, but they've never met on screen.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're really done. I'll shut up, I promise.
So what should we name her? I ask as if I don't know.
I was thinking about her name. How about Iris?
Iris?
The goddess of rainbows in Greek mythology? And the colored part of your eye.
And the flower, too.
Right.
I thought it might have something to do with your name, Hitomi.
Not only that, it's also for Monika's name. The kanji for Monika uses the character for love.
Ah.
And Monika reminds me of Manako, Japanese for eye.
Also, shout out to the person who pointed out that Monika's name, EY, is also I, as in...
E-Y-I.
So both names have something to do with the eye.
And I, which means love, will always be a part of Iris.
So that's how you came up with the name?
Don't you think it's nice?
Iris. Iris. Yeah, I really like it.
Did you get the birth certificate?
The mob doctor took care of everything. I have the birth certificate, and I even picked up a mother and baby book. It wasn't cheap, but you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, he's loaded.
Just submit the birth certificate, and everything will be taken care of. You look worried.
I feel like I'm somehow betraying Monika.
No.
Taking care of her child and making sure she lives a life? How's that betraying her?
She was the one who gave birth.
Soon, you won't even be able to think about that.
The circumstances are what they are. You're not dishonoring or disrespecting anyone.
Because a war is about to begin.
Excuse me?
A war?
Between you and the baby. You won't get a good night's sleep for a long time.
Oh yeah, speaking of wars,
Huh?
if we're right that for whatever reason Rohan and Shoko swapped bodies, that means that for a while Renju was married to Rohan and they got divorced while he was Rohan, I think. While Shoko was Rohan, that's when they got divorced. That's when they were incompatible. I think that's right.
I don't think we should focus on that for too much.
You might even start to resent Monika for all this.
Really?
Anyway, as soon as you submit the certificate, you will officially be her mother. Be sure to raise her responsibly. I'll help. Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Occasionally, huh?
He really did take care of her as best he could.
That certainly makes his actions a lot less suspicious, because we were really suspicious about him at first. When we saw how much he was giving to help Iris out.
Yeah, if we're right, then that means that Renju Okiura was never a bad guy at all.
Yeah.
The bad things that we saw from him were from when he was Rohan. Again, if we're right, but it makes sense of the way that Renju was acting the whole time that we've seen.
Oh god, I just realized.
Yes?
If that is true about Rohan, then that means that he was in Iris's body for a time we interacted with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a talented guy, able to pull off the act.
About Monika's killer.
I don't really want to discuss this, but there's something you need to know. After talking to the Kumakura gang, I found out who killed Monica. So's son, Saito Sejima.
How? Saito was only...
12 years old.
Why? Why would a little boy do that?
I don't know the motive, but I know it's true. So used his connections with the Kumakuras to cover up for his son.
I wonder why he did it. I mean, we understand that he's a sociopath, but just being a sociopath doesn't mean that you stalk your father as he's talking to a mistress and then, oh, that's why.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't have a mother. That's not my mother. Don't make her my mother.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And all of the evidence of this scandal, of course.
That would also really explain why So is always so hostile to Date.
Yeah, whatever their disagreements, So genuinely appeared to care for Monica.
Yeah.
Probably not nearly as much as Monica cared for So, whether she should have or not.
Right.
But So's relationship to his son would be something like, you did kill a girl I really liked, and you put me and my reputation through so much trouble. You're crazy.
And if everything's on the cover-up, then he has to live with the fact that his son basically got off free, so to speak?
So to speak.
I'll never forgive them. So, his son, or the Kumakuras.
And yet she did end up forgiving all three, didn't she? To a degree, she forgives So because she does frequently interact with him. I'm sure it's to receive money.
Well, yeah.
And she can hate him all she likes, but she does interact with him.
Yeah.
And he does know what's going on. He did get the key to see Monica.
That makes even more sense, too. I hadn't connected that.
Renju just gave Hitomi that special key, but So does have access to the place, and he did want to go look at her. Hitomi, in a sense, forgave So's son.
Well, she doesn't know that yet.
And although she hasn't forgiven the Kumakuras, the current Kumakuras...
would rather die than allow her daughter to come to harm.
Right, so...
I feel the same way. But you can't think about revenge now. You and the baby can't lead a life like that.
Exactly.
That's a good point. Renju, and maybe So, did everything they could to give her and Iris a normal life, and
that's respectable.
It's really admirable.
Whatever other bad things they've done in their lives.
Right, and maybe I shouldn't be giving So that type of credit either. Maybe it really just was all Renju, but even still.
He didn't have to continue to support Iris if that's what that whole talking with Hitomi is about. It might not be.
Yeah.
But we think that's what it is.
Right.
Just bear with it for now. The opportunity will come. So wait until the right moment. Okay?
And so my life with Iris began. Raising a child was much harder than I expected.
It usually is.
Waking up in the middle of the night to change diapers or feed her.
And she was only like 19.
Iris wasn't a good sleeper. I had to sing her lullabies to put her to sleep. And I always needed to put her to bed so carefully. It would only take 10 seconds before she'd start crying again. So I had to pick her up, sing her another lullaby, then put her back to bed. After doing this over and over, before I knew it, the morning sun would creep in through the windows. But even with all that, I cherished every single day. My hatred for those responsible never went away. But my hands were full, raising Iris. I devoted myself to her. I never thought about anything else.
That's the right thing to do. She had no business being involved in anything awful.
Eventually, my desire for revenge just faded away.
Which is good.
Mama! Woof! Woof!
Aww.
Mama! I'm wet! Sweepy! Up? Mommy, I won race today! Is Mommy proud of me?
I don't know why, but that W for R thing always gets to me, even though it's kind of cheesy.
Mommy, I want to see Milky Moon again. Mommy, you are so good at dancing. sorry, I burned it a little. Mommy, why can't I dance at the stores? I can't help it. My body dances on its own. Mommy, don't more people come to barbecues? How come it's always you and me? Hey, Mommy. How long will it take my bone to get better?
Thinking about it, when I have a barbecue, it's just me. Do you know why? Because that meat is mine! I'm not sharing my meat with anyone!
Thank you for taking this cherished moment and destroying it with a joke.
I want to dance again with everybody. Hey, Mommy, do you like my shirt? Look, we're matching! Mommy, thank you for everything! I love you more than anything in the whole wide world!
Aww. It's still my meat, though.
Mommy, look! I drew it!
The Okonomiyaki War, huh?
That was so fun! We should do it again!
The food or the food fight?
Yes!
Both!
I'm gonna have to say no to the latter, sweetie.
You weren't the one who had to clean it up.
It took forever to clean.
Yeah!
But Uncle said he wants to do it again too!
Well, he's a tard.
At this point, Uncle would say anything to get her to smile.
Yeah.
Hey, Mommy.
Yes?
Are you gonna marry him?
Might still happen.
What are you talking about?
In a rather abstract way, yes?
As long as it's Uncle, I'm all for it! I say go for it!
I would always question myself. Could I keep living a lie?
It's not a lie. It's
Yeah.
not a lie at all.
It doesn't matter that you're not her blood relative. You were her mother. You gave her everything a mother needs to give a child.
It's just like Date and Mizuki. Mizuki really is Date's daughter. That's
Yeah.
the way things turned out. It's not a lie.
I had promised Monica that I would avenge her.
And-
Monica will not care. I promise you she'll care more about this.
Yeah, absolutely that. Every society throughout human history has always viewed adoption positively, and the adopted child is legitimately the child
Yeah.
of the adoptive parent. Like, it's always been like that. That's real.
But I couldn't work up the courage. And maybe Renju was exaggerating.
Well, no.
There's no statute of limitations for murder in Japan. If we showed Monica's body to the police, So would be punished by the law. And the Tsujima's and Kumakura's crimes would be uncovered. But that would mean Iris's secret would be uncovered as well.
And that's why Rohan had Falco target her, because Falco wanted to get out of being a hitman. She actually had dirt on Rohan.
Right. It's sad, but Hitomi and Iris were in danger whether they turned them in or not.
That's what I was really worried about. I didn't want Iris to know that So was her father.
Right. It's not about the reputation or anything like that. It's
And
this.
even more than that, I didn't want her to know that I'm not her real mother. That's the real reason I've been silent for 18 years. I didn't want to lose Iris. But
There's nothing you could do to lose Iris.
fate can be cruel. God used other means to take Iris from me.
What a terrible coincidence.
In January, Iris suddenly collapsed. It was caused by a malignant tumor in her brain. There's nothing we can do. She only has a year to live at most. That's what the doctor said. If you remember me telling you. But what I didn't tell you...
Yeah, here we go. And this is the thing that it seems like So might be bankrolling.
is that there was an experimental new treatment. It was...
Some of the cutting-edge nanomachines can even go inside your body and cure illnesses. They can even cure cancer. And they go beep, beep, beep. That's what Mom said.
Maybe it isn't sinking. Maybe she does have nanomachines inside her.
Yeah, just nano treatment. She did say it's super expensive, so only really rich people can afford it. So,
Yeah.
Nanomachines. Nanomachines could remove the tumor. But the procedure would be so expensive. With my salary, it wasn't something I could afford. I thought hard about it.
I'm kind of surprised that Renju couldn't foot the bill, but must be pretty darn expensive after all.
Yeah.
About how I could get my hands on that kind of money.
Blackmail?
Huh. I wonder if she did actually try and blackmail So or just came to ask him.
She might have successfully blackmailed him.
But I couldn't think of a solution. Time passed. Before I knew it, it was November. Iris's symptoms worsened. Her time was running out. I was starting to panic. I couldn't sit here and waste time while Iris... In any case, I had to get the money before it was too late.
Perhaps Hitomi was even able to appeal to So. This is your daughter. This is what became of her. That's not nothing, is it? Perhaps there was some of that. Or it was entirely blackmail. We'll see.
So I thought of a plan. A plan to blackmail So Tsujima.
I guess we'll see what type of a person So really is. Does he have anything worthwhile in there?
2 days ago, on Saturday night,
Ah!
I called So and invited him to come to the warehouse.
That's what happened then. That's why he went. So it's not that he had the key, it's that Hitomi is the one that got him there, and even though it was massively suspicious for So to move to the warehouse at this time, he had to do it.
He agreed to come. After I hinted at what happened 18 years ago. I had prepared everything, hiding behind the forklift until So came.
But then you came in and that was really awkward.
Huh. So did this still happen on the left side of the chart? It would have had to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but we were busy doing other things.
Right. Forgot to voice this line, okay.
Whoops.
Yeah, it happens.
He walked over to the workbench, where I had laid Monica's body. He lifted the cloth and looked down. He whimpered and stumbled back. Even he was fazed, seeing a body he thought he got rid of 18 years ago. Not to mention it was the body of a woman he was in a relationship with. A woman his own son killed. He reacted exactly as I expected he would. I had prepared a recording and sent it to his phone.
I know what happened 18 years ago. Everything. I know who did it, and I know she had a baby inside her. You can probably guess what I'm going to say next. Be prepared to pay for my silence. I will tell you the exact amount later. And don't tell anyone about this. Not Saito, not the Kumakuras. If you do anything even remotely suspect, I will go to the press with the truth. Understand?
Yet another reason that his bodyguards were so desperate.
I told him to keep quiet and cut ties with the Kumakuras. Even if he found out who I was, without the Kumakura gang, he had no power over me. And there's no way he'd risk his political career. Not to go after me. I saw So put his phone back into his pocket and run out.
By the way,
warehouse.
lest we not forget, the Kumakuras are still Yakuza. Moma may be trying to clean them up a bit, and it's not like he hasn't.
To a degree,
But there's still...
it's still an illegal organization.
I came out of my hiding place to put Monica's body back. But then... something...
Date showed up!
Of all people!
A shot in the eye, Date.
Oh, no, it just ran out of power, remember?
I saw you, Date. I hid behind the forklift before you saw me. And when you were done looking around...
I just keep trying to get Date shot in the face, I guess.
Jerk!
Throw Aiba as a grenade, shoot Aiba. I'm a nice guy.
It can't be.
Iris.
I was losing consciousness. My head felt fuzzy. I couldn't gather my thoughts. I didn't know what to say.
Regardless of what we've been blathering on about this Date at this point of the story, he didn't know any of this!
Right? Instead, Aiba did the talking.
Iris is not Hitomi's daughter. But Iris's father is Sosajima. Her mother, Monica Iwai, was killed 18 years ago by So's son, Saito. However, Hitomi raised Iris since she was a baby. Hitomi showed unwavering love and compassion for her, just as much as her biological mother would have, if not more. Iris's tumor was discovered in January of this year. The only possible treatment was experimental nanotechnology. However, that treatment is restrictively expensive. Hitomi devised a plan to blackmail Sosajima for the money. The best way to establish the blackmail was to show him proof directly. That is why Hitomi created the scene with the corpse. She was the one who called So to the warehouse. On Sunday night, what Date saw was what Hitomi had prepared for So. That is the summary of what we have learned so far.
I hope that blackmail was successful, because law enforcement can't exactly let it go through, but they can not force her to pay it back.
Right?
But there are some things I have yet to understand. Date, pull yourself together. Ask her questions. Date, snap out of it.
I heard Aiba call for me and came to.
Hang in there, man. I know it's hard. Another thing about the potential of Rohan being the eye of Murder Ra, moving from body to body, that means that when we did Iris's Somnium on the left side, that was Rohan. And wouldn't that make sense? Psychopathic, thinking about the warehouse.
Yeah, the warehouse that had the think machine and the people that were killed.
The one thing about that that's unusual was that he remembered So and Monica. Why did he have that memory? It didn't come from Iris.
Huh. That's a good question.
Wasn't that also where we saw Date's face reflected? In a mirror in that same Somnium?
Boss and Pewter are nowhere to be seen. Where did they go?
Huh.
That's not good.
If I'm right about Pewter being the mob doctor, it makes sense that he really doesn't want to interact with her. What about Boss?
Well, after what Hitomi just said, she's probably like, God damn it! Did you tell Renju about blackmailing So?
No, I did not. All of this was my idea.
Why did Rohan remove Monica's eye?
Because he's a perv.
I'm sorry. I have no idea.
So what happened next on Sunday?
I probably don't have to ask, but let me just be sure. After I left the warehouse, what did you do?
I put Monica's body back onto the hood of the forklift. Then, I left.
Because of you, I got duped into believing a whole load of hooey about Nizet laws.
Makes sense.
Wait, you mean Nizet laws isn't real?
Don't you start.
That's why the police didn't see the body when they arrived on the scene. It makes perfect sense now that I have the facts. Iris did not resurrect. You simply mistook Monica for Iris. The body did not disappear. Hitomi moved it. Those were the events at the warehouse Sunday night. Simple. There are still a few loose ends, but I believe I understand what occurred 18 years ago. However, none of this ties directly back to Shoko Nadami.
Well, that's what we've been doing.
Her murder was just 4 days ago. Is it connected?
So it's true that Renju didn't get killed on this side of the route, but it doesn't matter because Renju should already be dead. As in,
Yes, because Renju would be in Shoko's body, and so his mind is dead.
Right, because the person acting in the body of Renju Okiura should be Rohan.
Yeah.
Now teamed up with his old partner, the original Cyclops killer. Just in the wrong body.
Well, he's in the wrong body, so it evens out, you know.
Exactly.
Or are these two separate cases?
No.
If there is a connection, it would be with Renju and So.
Well, not just that.
We can think about it later. More importantly...
Yeah, where's Boss and Pewter? I headed for the exit.
Well, it's kind of convenient for Date for them to be gone.
Where are you going?
To look for Iris, of course.
But you have no idea where she is, right?
Do you know something?
Oh?
Yes.
Well. How do you know where Iris is?
At around 4 o'clock today, I received a phone call.
Aha.
I don't know who it was. They were using a voice modulator.
So it's not that there's extra information that she knows, it's that she just found out.
Right.
What did they say?
I have your daughter. Don't call the police or she dies.
It's Renhan.
Renhan Roju!
That's why I didn't tell you earlier.
Renju.
We don't know that for certain.
Oh, come on, Iba!
It could be number 89.
Oh, it's both.
Who's working with Renju?
Either way, Iris is in danger right now.
So where is she?
The voice asked for something else. He told me to go to a specified location with you.
Oh yeah? Just like we were saying, this seems as though the part of the motivation might be to get revenge.
Uh-huh.
Alternately, it could just be that Date is the cop who's sniffing into this case, and they want to get rid of it.
With me?
Yes.
Another way of looking at this is finally the main character actually takes his place in the game's story. I feel like Date has kind of been a side character despite being the perspective, but, I mean, we knew that it was eventually going to get around to him being the main character.
Right, because it's an Uchikoshi game. Isn't that kind of...
Well, no, it's just that, like, in any story, the main character needs to be the central character. But in a game like this, you can give it a while before the main character really is central to it all. But it's like Date has been exceptionally disconnected from the game so far.
The culprit knows me? It must be Renju. What location?
I bet it's a chemical factory! Yes?
I'm sorry, but this stops now.
Boss.
What?
She's been shot.
Date. Run.
Boss!
Please, do not worry.
I'm a doctor. I can perform treatment and she will be fine. Now do what I say.
I merely put her to sleep.
Okay.
What are you doing?
My orders. They told us to halt our investigation. The boss was already going against orders as it is. Which is why...
Investigation? What investigation? Shoko or Iris?
Or you, or Date.
All of the above, really.
Neither. The investigation of Monika's murder.
I see.
Monika? But her case is all but completely solved.
Yes, but only to us, right? If we say nothing, then her investigation is ongoing.
Can I just say how interesting it is to be playing one game where Sean Chiplock voices the villain, and another game where Sean Chiplock voices the hero?
I hadn't even thought about that.
So Tsujima. So threatened us, didn't he?
I don't know. But you've been stripped of your authority on this investigation. As of 5 minutes ago.
By... well...
In fact, you are to be placed under house arrest.
The system is controlled by So.
Right.
What will you do, Date? I suggest you comply.
Iva, can you turn the power off?
Easily.
All right, get ready.
Well, Pewter can still control Iba in some way.
True, but if Date can take him out in that brief window...
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Dude, you're just not good at this.
Get into the locker where you belong.
Now tell me, where is the location?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
Because it's part of the condition.
If I told you, you'd go alone, wouldn't you?
Or that.
But if I don't go with you...
You have to take her along.
All right, take me there.
It's not like she's not involved. It's not like she doesn't have a right to be there. Now, leaving Pewter in a locker is going to come back to bite him, but I guess he doesn't really have any choice at this point.
Well, leaving him in the locker was preferable to finding him in a locker, if you really think about it.
It's true.
Oh, look! It's the chemical factory!
I know this place.
It's the chemical plant that closed 8 years ago.
I knew that. How did I know that? The corners of my mind were aching.
Date, I'm sorry, but this is going to be bad.
Yeah?
What happened?
Someone has begun to access
Right.
my stored memory. They are attempting to wipe all the data. Everything I have accumulated over the last 5 years.
Oh no. Her stored data.
Yeah, this is actually Iba.
Including backups.
Pewter.
Right.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have just left him like that.
Is Pewter doing this?
Almost definitely. He does have admin rights. I summoned some ice, but that will only buy time.
Oh, I'm having cyberpunk flashbacks.
Yeah, I was going to say, Shadowrun? I don't know how they're going to get around this one.
This also means that if he does use the Iber grenade, she is going to be gone for good.
I mean, I've been joking about it, but... Poor Iba.
I have 4 hours at the most. After my ice is broken, Pewter will be able to access Wadjet, my core programming. He would be able to destroy my mind.
Why?
It must be related to the orders they are receiving from the top.
Worst case scenario, he can then just put in the core program and make it so that Iba hinders Date. I mean, she just keeps shorting out, and Date then lays on the ground forever at the end.
Yeah.
The higher-ups clearly see you as a threat, Date. They are attempting to limit your power by removing me from the equation. I suppose their motivation hardly matters now.
When she sounds so defeated.
Poor thing. Well, she's at risk of dying here. Like, actually dying. Something that she, as an immortal life form, probably never even considered.
The most important thing now is finding Iris and bringing her to Abyss within 4 hours. Or else, I will cease to exist.
Date? What's wrong?
This is gonna be real busy.
Everything is wrong.
Yes.
Nothing. Just...
All right, now you know. So get moving. I'm counting on you, Date.
4 hours.
I still like how Date basically doesn't ever tell anybody about Iba.
It's fine. That should be plenty of time. I gripped my revolver and got moving.
I'll go in first.
Again, I'm assuming that we're going to be hitting a lock pretty soon because we've got to get over to our other unfinished route on the left side.
Yeah, we gotta finish the 89 route.
You wait here.
Okay.
Don't fall for anything, Date.
Is that...
Renju's already done the switch.
Renju?
Meaning that that's Rohan, and the mind of Saito is now gone.
Ha! Interesting how both locks involve him. 89?
Well, of course they would, wouldn't they? What timing on the lock, too? I was like, we're going to be coming up against the lock in a second. 3 seconds later, there it is. All right. So over here.
The last thing we saw was So Sejima with his left eye missing and Boss killing him on a video that was left for Date.
We assume that it's Rohan and Boss over here. Everybody is dead. So is dead, Iris is dead, Ota is dead. Presumably here is where they're going to elucidate the connection between Date and 89, between Saito and Falco.
Yeah.
That is...
Sosejima.
In the chemical plant.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Well, hopefully we'll find out.
Boss?
Perhaps this is the route where the killer wins.
What's going on here? Why did Boss kill So?
Oh, I'm so happy. There are so many things to count. Let's count them. Ah.
I am afeared.
You and me both, buddy.
If there isn't gonna be anything, everything should be grayed out instead of green. Don't present to us a repetitive action that we can take that might have something to do with either game content or even achievements. Go die!
Let's talk about Boss's alibi for Shoko's murder, I guess.
I mean, it wasn't her.
Shoko was killed around 5 p.m. Friday.
Again, if we're right, then Boss is gone too.
Yeah.
What was Boss doing at that time?
Unknown.
Okay, what about Renju's murder?
What about Saturday, 8 p.m.?
The time Renju was killed? Similarly unknown.
Iris and Ota, then.
Iris and Ota were killed at different times. I was watching the stream on the call with Boss.
Only the first few minutes. The polar bear had not yet appeared on stream. It is possible that she made the call from somewhere off camera.
There is no way this is going to work on us at this point in time.
Not only that, in order to unlock this, you have to get to that point, right?
Yeah!
So, Pewter just tranked Boss. Why would we think it would be Boss now?
Right?
But regardless of the player perspective, there's still the character perspective.
I know.
So we have to treat it.
Where was Boss's phone at the time? Check her cell records.
She did not call from a mobile phone. She used a PC. Using a VPN service, she could have accessed her Abyss PC from the warehouse and made the call.
I legitimately don't believe it. Boss?
Boss is the new Cyclops killer? Shoko, Renju, Iris, Ota, So. Boss killed them all?
The evidence makes that a likely possibility. So also had his left eye removed. Identical to Shoko, Renju, and Iris. Date, I know where the boss is. I have picked up her GPS.
Where?
That smells like a trap to me, especially since she left a video of her killing So to be found by us on her computer.
Right.
She is now
At the chemical warehouse!
It's a
at the
plant!
Sagan residence.
Oh no. That's terrible, but I have to say, it's not a chemical factory and it's not a chemical warehouse, it's a chemical plant.
At the chemical building.
It's not a chemical building.
Well, it is technically a building.
It's a building, but it's not a chemical building.
Somewhere inside Hitomi's house.
In any case, this is really bad because everybody else has died. May as well kill Hitomi too. After all, Hitomi has dirt on the killer.
Yeah, she's basically the only one left other than Date.
Yeah.
What?
And 89 is in prison.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 89 must be in Abyss.
Yeah, I think he's still in Abyss.
Meaning that Pewter could just let him out.
Let him walk off. I drew my gun from its holster and barged into the house.
Hitomi! Hitomi!
I called for her, but there was no reply. I didn't see Boss either.
Iva, call Boss's phone.
On it.
All right, phone that we can see. We've found you.
The boss's phone.
Oh, shit.
It was a trap to lure him here.
Kaname Date, you were under arrest for murder.
Excuse me?
What the hell?
Drop your weapon. Comply!
Nice revenge there.
Boss?
I understand this is a very tense situation, everyone. But have you seen this table? Oh, I can't look at the table.
That's good. Excuse me?
I didn't do it. Boss did it.
Boss is the culprit. That woman right there is the new Cyclops killer. She's tricking you.
They are well trained. They did not even flinch.
I didn't kill anyone.
I didn't kill anyone. Please believe me.
They are not listening to you.
Why would they?
Right? Put down your weapons. It wasn't me.
Please, lower your weapons. You drop your guns, I'll drop mine.
Date, do you really think these officers will listen to you?
But what choice do I have?
You want me to shoot him? Boss, what the fuck are you doing?
I could ask you the same thing. You killed Shoko Nadami, didn't you?
That's ridiculous. What are you talking about?
Don't lie.
Where's Hitomi?
I don't know. She was gone when I got here.
Why did you come here?
Why would I tell you?
Yeah, this is meaningless.
Did you kill the 5 victims?
Are you kidding me?
You're the new Cyclops killer.
What? Why do you think that?
Well, I saw a video of you offing So Sejima after his eye was missing.
What video? There's no video there.
Surely Iva could have saved a copy.
You put a gun to So's head and pulled the trigger. I saw it with my own eye.
Shut up! Shut up! Stop lying!
Alright then.
You and me, we gon' fight.
This is going nowhere.
Are you going to fight?
I have no choice.
This is not gonna end well.
No, it isn't.
I recommend against it. You have 0 chance of winning a firefight.
Yeah.
Well then, what can I do?
Let me think.
I doubt a porno mag is gonna work this time.
Ah, toss the bag of flour into the air and then shoot it to create a dust explosion.
Date, what is that on the kitchen table? Could it be your favorite thing?
Can I just say, I had never heard of a dust explosion until Steins Gate, and now it's just coming up all over the place.
What?
The magazine.
You want me to look at a magazine now?
See, Date has self-control. Now.
Just look.
It can't be.
Oh my god, it really is! Well, I mean, it's
It's got an attractive woman on it in any case.
This is the stuff of legends. Only the most diehard fans have ever laid eyes on it.
The curry and the egg.
Porno mag! Oops,
You are so bad at these.
Whoa! Limited edition!
All right.
What?
Now run!
Date, load Evolver with firebomb bullets. Shoot at the cloud.
We're gonna set the whole place on fire!
Why?
Just do as I say, and fast.
Why does this have firebomb bullets?
You never know when that'll be useful.
Fair point.
Time to wreck Hitomi's house with more food.
Also, why does Hitomi have a porno mag?
You are so bad at these.
Oh! Oh!
And everyone is dead. Just singed, of course. He's still holding the porn.
She is probably just unconscious. Her right shoulder and left leg suffered damage, but she will live.
A dust explosion, huh? Good thinking.
Now watch. The next game we play is going to have a dust explosion, daddy issues, big boobs, and a murder mystery too. And it's going to be like Cooking Mama.
I'm sure you're right.
Thank you.
But you could have just had me throw the bag of flour.
That would have been too slow. To improve your reaction time, I had to improvise.
Yeah, why was that there?
It may not have actually been a porno DVD, just have an attractive woman on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, that is a very good question.
Anyway, let's have a look. Hey, this is just a cooking magazine.
Okay.
I'm pretty impressed by that egg, though.
Of course you are.
Eggs are meat.
It's true, they are.
Boss is still unconscious.
Really? Really? I have no idea what Pewter's position is right now. He really doesn't have any reason to go against Date or Boss or...
And in this timeline, the Monica case never came up, so the higher-ups shouldn't be giving him any orders to interfere. And Renju's gone, so he's not being influenced by Renju.
Or so.
So I think here we can rely on him?
I think you're right, yeah. This was also where Pewter told us about the original Cyclops killer, which is how we learned that extremely important piece of information about Saito.
Yeah.
However, her brainwaves are stable. Syncing with her shouldn't be an issue.
I wonder if we're ever gonna get to sync with Pewter. There's probably not enough game left for it.
I wouldn't imagine so.
Speaking of which, why are you so cooperative?
Because I know that the boss is my enemy.
Huh.
Oh yeah?
I got the video from Aiba. I processed it and found that it showed no sign of tampering or editing. Which means there can be no mistake. The boss shot and killed So Sejima. After pulling out his left eye. That makes the odds of her being the culprit behind the other murders very high. Or maybe she had accomplices. Either way, she's a criminal.
You're sort of halfway right on both of those.
That's why I am cooperating with you, Special Agent Date. I want it as bad as you do.
Yeah, especially if Renju's one of the victims.
The truth.
So, where's number 89?
I had him put back behind bars.
That's what we thought.
Did you though? Oh, I guess without Renju manipulating him, he would have no reason to work with him.
Right.
In Fuchu prison.
That's right. I couldn't keep him here.
So how's boss?
She has broken her right shoulder, as well as the fibula of her left leg. But her brain is perfectly healthy. You can sync with her.
So, this isn't actually syncing with Boss. If we're right, this is another syncing with Rohan.
It's syncing with Ross?
Ross?
Date, talking to her would be pointless. You do know that, don't you?
Alright, Pewter, let's get this show on the road.
Man, it figures
Pewter, are the preparations done?
that we're starting a sync right at the end, but oh well.
That's how it works.
Ready anytime.
Let's get started.
We'll see what we can do.
Dante.
I know. 6-minute time limit. I'll be back before time's up.
God, I hope he does manage to
Well,
make it in
let's
time.
begin.
God, that would be terrible.
Well, if there's gonna be a route where the bad guy wins, it's this one.
That would make sense. Oh, yeah?
Huh. What are those lights?
Traffic signals, maybe? Oh, no. There's no...
Okay, that's nice.
Are you imitating Reika? Is that the joke here?
Time to loosen up.
Either that, or it's... Oh, what is the name of that freaking Eraserhead?
Oh, God, don't remind me of that movie! Jesus!
Do you always have to come in like that?
It is of the utmost importance.
Some tension has to be broken up at some point.
At a time like this?
Times like this are perfect. Anyway, it appears to be an abandoned factory of some kind.
Indeed.
What could Boss be hiding here?
Will you stop doing
Somnium
that?
scan. Activate.
Very distracting.
The doors? The shelves is 2. It
looks like they're all doors.
That one looked like it was victims.
Sinking in the refrain.
Open the door to Boss's truth. Boss is indeed hiding something, huh? This really is going to be the truth of the new Cyclops serial killings. 3 doors, a ladder, and a cord. Oh, look! There's multiple floors.
Oh! Huh!
Nothing we can look at on the other floors yet, but...
Interesting.
A rusted metal door.
So this door is the one that was right behind us, and I wanted to see what the tiny situation would look like. And it looks like we ain't going through door 0.
Good lord!
You know, actually, I'm curious. Do you think we ought to pick it, just to see what happens?
Okay, you piqued my interest. Ah!
No use. It won't budge.
Game over. Over.
Date, there is no time left.
I mean, why?
I don't know.
Damn it, what the hell is Boss up to?
Okay. I was curious if maybe, like, there was no ultimate way to beat it and you were always going to run out of time, and maybe that was what was supposed to happen.
Thankfully not.
That would have been interesting, though, wouldn't it have?
I was really expecting that there would be something interesting that happens, but no, just, I can't open the door. Game over. Okay, so the door on the other side is the one that looks like it was what the lock was.
Yeah.
Should we go there, or should we go to door A?
Door A leads up to the 2nd floor, but it's also right there.
Yeah, let's go look at it.
Because ultimately I suspect we'll be doing some elevation shenanigans.
A door
Yeah, of
that
course.
looks like the anywhere door.
It seems like this is a really good option to pick.
I am suspicious.
Kind of the opposite of the previous door.
It appears to be locked.
Worth it. Now, let's get over where we're supposed to be.
A rusted metal door.
I guess we have to pick the lock with the ice pick.
Part of me wants to investigate, but I guess it's probably best to not be crazy. You want to use violence or not?
Well, there's no splitting root in this Somnium, so I don't think it matters.
Right, it's just that one of them is going to work and the other one is not going to work. It seems to me
Wait
that's...
a minute. Yeah, ice pick was the murder weapon for Shoko. So break lock with pick would be like stabbing Shoko in a way. So that might...
so would putting the pick in the keyhole.
I guess so, but one's more, like you said, violent. So maybe that is correct. Okay, I'll try and break the lock with the pick. Don't worry, Damon. I haven't forgotten how to use timies.
That's good, but the fact is, if we get this one wrong, there's no way we can eat 66 seconds and still be expected to solve this. So while it may be kind of lame, we should probably restart.
If it's not the right one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Break the lock with that.
Roger. I will try. It worked!
Violence is the answer in here. Remember the last time we were in, presumably, Rohan's Somnium?
Yeah, violence was the way to get through everything.
All right, open it.
And the music is similar to that. Just like another callback. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yeah?
Doesn't mean it's boss, though.
No, of course not.
What's the key to?
The anywhere door, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking
Several keys have fallen.
more figuratively, but I suppose you're right.
One of them must be the right one.
I do not have time to try all of them.
Hopefully there's some kind of sign.
Indeed.
Well, the door had an A on it.
Oh, that warping note that was just in the music. It's like out of Silent Hill. I really like it. Yeah, the door had an A on it. So there's several things we're gonna have to...
Can't say I like that, sir.
Times 10. We really do only get one choice, huh?
It's a key.
Well, at least it's only one. Okay, so is that key I? Let's go look at another key.
It's a key.
Dang.
We're not gonna know till we pick it up, huh?
Ah! This is awful! It'll get rid of this.
Doria!
Whoa!
Yeah!
Doesn't look like this is it.
It could be related to what we saw beyond the door. It's a key.
I mean, is there some reason we shouldn't pick this up?
No, because this is the second lowest time requirement we've seen.
I mean, I guess. There's still the other one we haven't looked at. Right.
That's no good either.
Date, please. Exercise a little more thought.
Oh, I am stupid. There's a key that has an ice pick through the ring.
Eyeball. Ice pick. Of course, I get it.
We gotta pick the right eye.
Well, the first thing we had to do was get rid of that timey, but I was trying to get you to look at this one.
But it wasn't the closest one.
No, it was totally worth it to pick that up, because we did get a timey out of it and it only spent 5 seconds.
So I'll use the timey on the 5 seconds, right?
I will take an ice pick and I will stab you in the left eye.
I'll take that as a no.
The ice pick is next to this key. It appears to be correct.
That's what I said.
The tag is labeled A.
No, I think we did that perfectly. We got a timey out of it without expending much time. We burned the times 10, and then we got this.
I was right. Give me some credit.
That must mean you can use this key for something labeled A.
Is that so?
Come on.
A door that looks like the anywhere door.
The back of it seems to say C.
Perhaps we can use the key I just picked up.
Yeah, try that.
It opened.
So I guess we'll move over to the other side of the map now.
Or up a floor or down a floor or something.
Odd. Isn't this the 3rd floor? What is going on here?
Looks like the floors are connected in a weird way.
Quite the troublesome dream.
door A with an apostrophe, door B, door D with an apostrophe.
D with an apostrophe connects to D, A
Yeah.
with an apostrophe connects to A, B connects to B with an apostrophe.
And then F connects to F with an apostrophe. So door B is literally the only thing we can access.
We're assuming that that thing next to us, the walkway next to us, is not accessible.
It looks like there's a bunch of barrels in the way, so I think that that's what that means. Like I said, it looks like there's a bunch of barrels next to it.
See, there's a map, so I had to grab the darn thing to remind you that you can move it and, like, interact with it in some ways. I didn't think you were wrong, I just needed to... Okay, that side says D, and then the back side says B.
Oh.
A door with B written on it.
I guess if you really need yourself a timey...
It does not appear to be locked.
Good, there wasn't anything we could get a key from.
This is the second
Right.
floor, but it is clearly not the door I just
It's
opened.
B apostrophe.
It's like a maze. I have to remember what door goes where.
And C...
Was on the back of A.
Now turn around and open that door again for 1 second, and that'll get rid of this ×3.
Door B prime.
Ah, so that's how you read it. That's better than anything else we're gonna get. And we change it for a 1/3, which is better than nothing. Right, because C is what was on the back of door A.
So when we approach it from that angle, from the second floor, we'll go to C prime.
Right, and I don't know where C prime's gonna go.
Well, it goes right there, apparently.
Okay, so that's just gonna go on the opposite side of this barrel, so... That's it! We're taking notes on this! Anyway, kind of a weird, pointless place to end, but what the heck, we're gonna do it. So there!
See you later, everyone.